Hello, welcome to Clerk of Court Live. My name is Melissa Ford and I am the Chief Human Resources Officer for the Honorable Dorothy Brown, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. And I will be your host for today. Before we introduce our very special guest, I would like to give you information about how to call into the show. You may view Clerk of Court Live on CAN TV, Channel 21, or online at http://cantv.org/hotline/. This is a live call-in show, and we welcome questions and comments from our audience. The number is 312-738-1060, so feel free to call in. And again, I would just like to give you some information, general information about Clerk's office contacts. Please note that the contact information for the Office of the Clerk of the Circuit Court is that we are headquartered in the Daly Center at 50 West Washington with other locations throughout Cook County. Our telephone number is 312-603-5031. And our website is cookcountyclerkofcourt.org. So the moment that you have all been waiting for, I'm going to introduce our very special guest, the Honorable Dorothy Brown, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. Today she is going to give you some general information about the Clerk's office as well as the 2018 Second Chance Expungement Summit that will be held on Saturday, June 2nd, 2018 at Kennedy King College. Welcome, Clerk Brown.
Thank you, Melissa. So happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. So, Clerk Brown, please tell our audience some information about you, such as your position as the Clerk of the Circuit Court, the overall functions of the Clerk's office, and the most important things the public should know about the Clerk's office's operations.
Well, of course, I am the Clerk of the Court. I've been the clerk since the year 2000. I am the longest serving Clerk of Court to ever hold this office. The Clerk of the Court is the official keeper of all judicial records brought into the Cook County court system, whether it be civil cases or criminal cases, whether they are juvenile cases. We keep your record. And so one of the things that you should know is that starting July 1st, you will be able to, electronic filing will be mandatory for civil case types. So you no longer have to come down to our office. You can actually go online and electronically file. Now, we have electronic filing in our office already. So you can do that today if you want to through our current system. However, starting July 1st, it's going to be mandatory that you electronically file. But we will have computers at the office so that if you come to the office because you do not have a computer at home, we will have staff there directing you as to how to register to electronically file and how to electronically file your cases.
Oh, wow, Clerk Brown, that sounds very interesting. And as you said, yes, you've had electronic filing for quite a while, but yes, now it will be mandatory. We actually have some information for our viewers where they can actually see one of our nice flyers regarding mandatory e-filing. And so you can see exactly what Clerk Brown shared. It says, are you ready for mandatory e-filing? And as she said, beginning July 1st, 2018.
And you can go on our website and see the webinars to learn how to electronically file. We're going to have various trainings for you. It's going to be very easy. You're going to be filing through eFile Illinois.
Oh, thank you, Clerk Brown, for sharing that information. Now, I know that we are going to discuss the upcoming 2018 Second Chance Expungement Summit, but can you first please explain how this event was created and what the purpose serves?
Well, I really felt bad when I went to a expungement event that Congressman Davis had. There were people there that were talking about the need to get a second chance. There was a mother there that talked about the fact that she could not afford to buy her baby's diapers and get an expungement. So over the years, when the county board tried to double the cost of expungement, I actually worked towards and made sure that they did not double the cost, because I always remember that mother. And the people that were there, I saw that they paid their debt to society, and they just simply deserve to have a second chance to be able to take care of their families. If we can give people an opportunity to take care of their families, give them an opportunity to be able to get a job to take care of their families, because they do not have these kinds of things on their records after they've paid their debt to society, I just believe that we would not have as much crime around. So people deserve to be able to be given every opportunity to take care of themselves and their families. And that's why I decided to start a full service expungement summit. And I believe this is the 12th annual.
Wow. Wow, Clerk Brown.
12th or 13th annual. We've been doing a long time.
Wow, that's so wonderful that you realize that need in our community. So thank you very much for bringing that service to Cook County. And could you give us some information about some of the features of the 2018 Second Chance Expungement Summit?
Well, on that day, we're going to have attorneys there to talk directly to you. Now, we're asking everyone to bring your rap sheet. Now, the rap sheet is an indication or a list of everything that has ever occurred. Whether you were arrested and not charged, you still have to get that expunged. Whether you were arrested, charged, and you were found not guilty, you still have to get that expunged or sealed. And so we're going to have attorneys there to talk directly to you about your cases. We're going to have judges there that will be able to rule whether or not you are indigent and cannot afford to pay. If you cannot afford to pay, you will be able to file for free that day. You will be able to leave there that day having your case officially filed with the Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, because the Chief Judge Evans, has ruled that an official court day.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Clerk Brown. That sounds very exciting. I see that we have a caller. Caller, do you have a comment or a question?
A question.
Yes.
Hi, what is the importance of having a rap sheet to file your expungement?
Thank you. The reason why you need your rap sheet is because you can file all of your cases on one petition and pay one fee, $120 fee. If, however, you don't have your rap sheet with you, and we don't have every case on our electronic docket, if you will, because sometimes your name might have been spelled differently or something of that nature. If, for instance, everything is not on that particular petition, then you're going to have to come back later and you're going to have to pay another fee to file a second petition. You want to make sure that when the attorneys are reviewing your case, or reviewing your cases, that they have your full picture, and then you're able to get everything that's possible to be expunged or sealed. You're able to get those things done that day and give yourself the best chance for a better life.
All right. Thank you, caller. So, Clerk Brown, of course, we've done quite a bit of talking about the 2018 Second Chance Expungement Summit, but can you explain a little bit for our audience what the difference is between expungement and sealing?
Okay. Yeah, so now remember, it's at Kennedy King College on June 2nd. Doors will open at 8:30 a.m. and close at 6. But if you get in before 6, we will make sure that you're taken care of before we leave that day. But try to come early. So that's June 2nd at Kennedy King College, and we want to thank Kennedy King College for permitting us. Now, Melissa's going to put the flyer up while I explain to you exactly the difference between expungement and sealing. Expungement and sealing, they're not a lot. There's only one difference. Let me tell you what's the best similar thing is, that when you go to apply for a job, you will be able to say, once you get an expungement or a sealing of your criminal record, you will be able to say, I have never been arrested, I have never been convicted of a crime. Whether you get an expungement or a sealing, it doesn't matter. The only difference is, for an expungement, your record is destroyed. It's destroyed. They can actually mail it to you, and I believe the state police actually mails it to you, and you can destroy it yourself, and you can store it for posterity or whatever you want to do. For sealing, they don't send you your record. They seal it away. They take it off the shelves, and they seal it away. Now, but all the information comes out of all of the electronic databases, the FBI database. If the police stop you, they will see nothing, whether it's an expungement or a sealing. So just because something is not expungible, don't worry about it. If it's sealable, it's still very good.
Thank you very much, Clerk Brown, for explaining the difference between expungement and sealing. I actually believe we have a caller. Caller, do you have a comment or a question for Clerk Brown?
I have a comment and a question. First of all, Clerk Brown, I'd like to thank you for all of the hard work that you do in the community and helping individuals to have a second chance. So
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate that. My question is, I know that the new laws has changed. If someone has a gun charge, how would that affect? Does that qualify for sealing? I know in the past it has not.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy that you called to ask that question, because the state legislature, and I must congratulate them for doing a great job in adding many things to the number of things that can be sealed. Now, I explained the difference between expungement and a sealing, and of course, sealing is just as good. So at this point, based upon the law, starting last August 1st, 2017, any crime that you have on your felony, that you have on your record, felony convictions, that is, or felonies that you were found not guilty of, felony convictions that you went to prison for, there are only 4 that cannot be sealed. There are only 4 types that cannot be sealed at this point. And I'm going to name the 4. You want to write them down, because if you don't have one of these, you need to come to my expungement summit. Even if you came before and we told you you need to go to the governor to get those expunged, now you can come back, because the lawyers will be able to prepare it for you. Prepare an expungement or sealing request for you, and the judges in the court can actually review it. Number 1, a DUI or reckless homicide. DUI or reckless homicide. Number 2, animal crimes. Animal crimes. That's number 2. Number 3, sexual offense. But that sexual offense does not include prostitution and indecent exposure. You can actually get those sealed. Number 4, domestic battery and violation of order of protection. Now, I said violation of order of protection. I did not say order of protection. So that means the order of protection, after a certain number of years, can be sealed. So those are the only 4 things that are left that cannot be sealed. So if you do not have one of those, you should come to my expungement summit. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to automatically be sealed. You're going to be able to get the opportunity to go before a judge and prove that you've turned your life around. That maybe these things happened 20, 30 years ago. You've gotten a degree. You may even be a pastor. You may even be a senior citizen, because I did find out just on yesterday the senior citizens cannot even get into senior citizen homes in a lot of cases because they have felony records. Young people become senior citizens. So you want to come. It's only those 4 things: DUI and reckless homicide, animal crimes, sexual offense, domestic battery, and violation of order of protection. So that's a D, a A, a S, and a D. Those 4 things that cannot be sealed.
Wow, Clerk Brown, that's amazing. So there's so many more opportunities now to be able to seal records. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing
They're
that.
not expungible, but they are sealable.
Thank you. Thank you, caller, for that question. It looks like we have another caller. Caller, do you have a question or a comment?
Yes, and good afternoon, young ladies. How you doing? Mrs. Brown, first of all, I want to make a comment. I think you have done a wonderful job in that office. I mean, you have brought it from Part A to Part F. You know, you have made a great big difference in the way things are run there. Now, the comment I want to ask is this. I've been in Chicago all my life, all my life. I remember it was a time you wanted a job, you go certain places, you get an envelope, and you go and work. Now, this has been something going on all our lives. And then when they hear something about what they said about you, they want to make like this was the first time something ever happened like this. And I'm not saying it's even true, but they have just wanted to hang you for things of that nature. Let me tell you something. And nepotism, there's nothing wrong with that to me. I think if you're able to do the job, why not help your family before you help anybody else? But again, they wanted to hang you for the pay the game or pay whatever it is, and I'm quite sure it's okay if it was true or not. But what
Which
I want
is
to
not
know,
true.
how do you keep your head up? And don't let that bother you and just keep on going, because I know every time they want to knock someone, that's what they do. So I just want to hear your comment, and truly good luck to you. And do you just say forget it and keep your train moving, or do you try to fight against allegations that they put on you? I want to thank you for taking the call. Good luck to you. Let me get out there so I can hear your response. And thanks for taking the call.
Thank you. Well, how do I keep my head up? I keep my head up because I know that I do the right thing. And when you do the right thing, you don't have to worry about people with allegations. My mother and father raised me to operate at the highest of integrity, and that's how I always operate. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I've always told myself, people will do false allegations against you, but at the end of the day, you must make sure that when the smoke clears, that everything is proper. I say this: integrity has nothing to do with what you do when everyone is looking, but it has everything to do with what you do when no one is looking. And then when they look, they find that you have operated at the highest of integrity. So because of that, I can hold my head up, I can smile, and I can move forward. Thank you for that question.
Oh, thank you, Clerk Brown, and thank you, caller, for that comment. So, Clerk Brown, going back to the 2018 Second Chance Expungement Summit, now you made reference to that the customers should bring their rap sheets.
Yes, absolutely. Get your rap sheet. Go to 3510 South Michigan, Chicago Police Department. Even if your case is outside of Chicago or outside of Cook County, you can go to Chicago Police Department and they will take your fingerprints and they will actually give you the rap sheet for the things that occurred in Chicago, and then the Illinois State Police will mail you your criminal history record for the things that occurred outside of Chicago. But you want to go soon because it takes about 5 to 10 days for the Illinois State Police to send you your criminal history record. But for the Chicago Police, you have to wait a week to go back to get the actual rap sheet.
Oh, wow. Thank you for giving that address and those time frames. That's very important to know. Oh, it looks like we have another caller. Caller, do you have a question or comment?
Yes, I have a question. I haven't been able to get a job because of my criminal record, and so my next-door neighbor told me that it costs a lot of money to file for an expungement or sealing, so I was wondering if you're unemployed, if I could get my fees waived.
Wow, thank you for calling and asking that question. You can do that any day of the week at any court day of the week, because you can come, you can apply. Then the judges actually review your information. So if you can prove that you're unemployed, a judge will rule you indigent, and then you will be able to file for free. And the cost is $120. Now, on the day of the Expungement Summit, I'm going to actually have judges on site. They will be in their black robes. They will have my court clerk working with them, and they are going to hear you, and you will be able to apply to be ruled indigent. In other words, not able to pay that day because you're unemployed or whatever your situation. You can be unemployed or you can be underemployed. You can be living at the poverty level, and the judge still can rule you indigent and have you file for free. So tell your neighbor, yes, it may cost a lot, but we have it where you can actually file for free.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, caller, for that question. And Clerk Brown, if you go to the Expungement Summit, the Second Chance Expungement Summit, and you are, let's say, waiting to see an attorney, are there any other activities that you can participate in that day?
Absolutely. On that day, we're going to have a job information fair. People will be there to talk about jobs that ex-offenders can have. We have various exhibitors there with information concerning housing. We'll have other information there. People there will have voter registration on site that day. So there will be a lot of things that will be available for you. So don't worry about it. You can take your time. You just be patient. You will be seen. Everybody's going to be seen that day. So don't get in a hurry. Dedicate that day to you and your family. And we'll have a lot of services there to help you in whatever way. We also will have actually on site, now we'll have the biometrics, which is a technology, there's AccuLabs for the drug test. And then we'll have another company that will be on site for rap sheets. But those rap sheets won't be available that same day. They'll be available later. But we also have AccuLabs on site for you to be able to get a drug test, because if you have a drug offense, and someone was telling me the other day they had a drug offense where they found drugs in the yard and he wasn't even in the yard, but they accused him of it, and why did he have to have a drug test? I said, if drugs were involved in any way, then you're going to be required to have a drug test. So we will have them on AccuLab on site to give you a drug test, because you have to have a clean drug test 30 days before application.
Oh, wow, that's great information to know. It seems like there are lots of activities and people to see and information to obtain while you're waiting for an attorney. And Clerk Brown, if you were to pick the single most important thing that you would want our customers to know about the upcoming Expungement Summit?
I would say bring your rep sheet. Get your rep sheet so that we'll be in a position to help you and help you properly. So that's June 2nd, Kennedy King College. And that address, for those of you that do not know where Kennedy King College is 6343 South Hostage Street, Building W. 6343 South Hostage Street, Building W. That is June 2nd. That's a Saturday morning, and we'll be there to help you. I will be there to help you as well.
Well, thank you, Clerk Brown. I would like to bring everyone's attention again to our general contact information at the Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. We're headquartered in the Daly Center at 50 West Washington, with other locations around Cook County. Our telephone number is 312-603-5031, and our website is cookcountyclerkofcourt.org.
You know, Melissa, I do want to mention some of our partners that partner with us every year. Cabrini Green Legal Aid, the Safer Foundation, Congressman Davis, who started the whole process of expungement and has that Second Chance Act on a national level. Just wonderful. LaShawn Ford, I want to thank him. Camille Lilly, those state representatives that work hard on expungement laws. And so these individuals are also partnering with us again. The Public Defender's Office, the State's Attorney's Office, I understand, would be sending a person. The Sheriff's Office always sends someone to assist the judges. And of course, the Office of the Chief Judge, we appreciate him. The Black Women Lawyers always work with us. Cook County Bar Association. So I just want to mention some of those. The NAACP, Southside.
Well, thank you, Clerk Brown, for giving this wonderful information. I would like to thank our viewers. And we will see you next week at Clerk of Court Live, where our host will be Joyce Martinez and guest Gary Smith to discuss how to prepare adult cases for the 2018 Second Chance Expungement Summit. Have a wonderful evening.